Also, on the off chance that we make this pretty much Harvey Weinstein, we will have lost this second I was just 17. I was the ideal casualty. I was all alone, and I wanted required help during that time. She met various superstars, yet we won't reveal the names of those notable individuals as of now. Everything is not many comes from me truly needing to be a superior individual on the planet. And this is the very thing I know to be valid. Both as of late gotten down on Oprah on Twitter over her past relationship for certain disputable men. Rose composed statement from being buddies with Harvey Weinstein today. We're diving profound into a point that has been humming all over virtual entertainment, a paranoid fear guaranteeing that notable lawmakers and VIPs, including any semblance of Ellen DeGeneres Oprah Winfrey the entryways. And the Clintons are detained at home for supposed contribution in kid dealing. It's a stunning allegation. And some even propose that they are doing this trying to help the scandalous Jeffrey Epstein. Are these elite famous people in legitimate difficulty? Or is it simply one more section in the steadily growing universe of web schemes? So we should filter through the proof and separate truth from fiction. Are these high-profile figures truly caught in such a shameful web, moving right along? How about we start Oprah Winfrey? Is a commonly recognized name celebrated for her media ability and striking excursion from a provoking early life to becoming one of the most persuasive figures in the engaged installment industry, brought into the world on January 29, 1954 in country Mississippi. Oprah's childhood was set apart by destitution and difficulty raised by her grandma. She confronted various misfortunes, including destitution, at a turbulent day-to-day life. Regardless of her wild starting points, Oprah's diligence and ability pushed her into the media world. She started her radio and neighborhood TV profession, moving gradually up to facilitating her own television show. The Oprah Winfrey Show, this momentous program, turned into a social peculiarity, changing her into an easily recognized name and procuring her various honors. One of the eminent parts of Oprah's life is her broad organization of dear companions inside media outlets. She has developed profound kinships with endless compelling figures, including entertainers, legislators, and givers. These connections have enhanced her own life and reinforced her impact inside the business. And then some anyway, tending to the paranoid notions and reports encompassing Oprah's supposed association with Jeffrey Epstein is significant. While certain scholars have recommended that she was companions with Epstein, no substantial proof backing such cases. Jeffrey Epstein was a man whose life was covered in discussion and claims of egregious violations brought into the world in Brooklyn, New York. In 1953, Epstein had a moderately unexceptional early life. He went to school yet exited later, entering the universe of money in this domain. He fabricated associations with influential people and started to gather extraordinary abundance. Epstein's ascent in the monetary world permitted him to enter different ventures, hobnobbing with legislators, researchers, and famous people. He developed an air of refinement and appeal, which concealed a lot hazier side. In 2005, charges of wrongdoing, including underage young ladies, arose, and Epstein was prosecuted in 2008. In a generally scrutinized supplication bargain, he confessed to 2 state prostitution charges and served only 13 months in prison. The legitimate systems encompassing Epstein kept on causing a stir as his riches and associations appeared to safeguard him from additional serious outcomes anyway. In 2019, he was captured again on government charges of dealing minors. This time, the case acquired tremendous public consideration, and Epstein was held in prison, anticipating preliminary prior to confronting a full retribution for his supposed violations. Jeffrey Epstein passed on in his prison cell in August 2019. His passing was formally governed as self-destruction, yet it powered various paranoid fears and doubts of unfairness. Numerous casualties never had the valuable chance to see Epstein face the results of his activities. Epstein's association with his confidential islands especially little holy person James in the Caribbean. Added to the interest encompassing him, it was claimed that these remote retreats were utilized for unspeakable demonstrations, adding to the discernment that Epstein was a massive figure who took advantage of weak youngsters' bits of gossip, recommending that Oprah Winfrey is associated with concealing Jeffrey Epstein's exercises, have been circling in specific web-based networks. Most outstandingly among devotees of the QAnon, paranoid fear QAnon, is a gathering that trusts high-profile people and engage in governmental issues are important for a far-reaching kid dealing. These allegations are not new, as big names and legislators have for some time been designated by online trick scholars subsidiary with QAnon. Joseph, a Shinskia teacher at the College of Miami, who has practical experience in concentrating on paranoid notions, has noticed that QAnon adherents are many times Trump allies, with areas of strength for a toward scheme convictions frequently related with zealous perspectives. The beginning of the QAnon paranoid fear can be followed back to an unknown client known as Q, who professes to have insider information inside the public authority and holds top exceptional status. Q has been posting messages on the dull web for quite a while, making a following of unknown pioneers, known as Anans. This shadowy figure behind QAnon asserts the presence of an immense kid sex dealing ring, including legislators and superstars, some of whom are purportedly wearing lower leg screens and are being scrutinized. QAnon allies effectively endeavor to translate enigmatic remarks on dim web message, loads up like 4chan and 8chan. These tales and paranoid fears, encompassing Epstein, Oprah Winfrey, and others, ought to be basically analyzed and checked through trustworthy sources, as they frequently need validated proof and are powered by unknown internet-based postings. While assessing their legitimacy, it's vital to move towards such cases warily and depend on respectable data. In spring, Oprah Winfrey took to Twitter to address and excuse bogus web reports, guaranteeing that her Florida occupants had been dependent upon a policing, and she had been captured on charges connected with dealing with her tweet. Winfrey expressed, "Just got a call that my name is moving and being savaged for some dreadful phony thing. It's false. Haven't been evaluated or captured, simply disinfecting and self-separating with the remainder of the world. Stay safe, everyone." Producer Ava DuVernay additionally said something regarding the matter through her own tweet. She featured that the misleading bits of hearsay had been started and sustained by savages and bots on the web. DuVernay communicated her help for Oprah Winfrey, stressing Oprah's long-term devotion to helping other people and her significant commitments to different people and causes in need. DuVernay additionally recognized Oprah's courage in sharing her own encounters of experience growing up maltreatment to help others in their recuperating excursions. Other misleading cases via virtual entertainment have proposed that very rich person Bill Entryways made different outings to Jeffrey Epstein's island anyway. This declaration, probably supported by as of late summoned flight logs, needs validity. While it is actually the case that Bill Dors and Jeffrey Epstein had run into each other in the past, the case that Entryways visited Epstein's island on various events is false. Different posts via web-based entertainment have spread this deception, expressing that flight records affirmed that #Bill Dors went to #Epstein's kid dealing island multiple times. It's a reality, not a hypothesis. Epstein had a group of friends that included conspicuous figures like U.S. President Donald Trump, previous U.S. President Bill Clinton, and England's ruler Andrew. Anyway, these people have not been blamed for criminal wrongdoing. Item connected with Epstein's exercises. Epstein's confidential planes, frequently alluded to as the Lolita Express because of charges of dealing excavators, were vital to the cases of Dors' contribution. Flight logs from these planes, including outings to Epstein's Caribbean island, were made public anyway. A careful audit of these logs tracked down no proof to prove the various visits. Guarantee the logs show a solitary passage of Bill Entryways as a traveler on Walk 1 2013 going from Teterboro Air Terminal in New Jersey to Palm Oceanside Global Air Terminal in Florida. Not to Epstein's Island, the New York Times likewise affirmed this single excursion to Florida, and noticed that Bill Entryway's representative expressed that Dorse was ignorant it was Epstein's plane, while the Times detailed that Entryways had met with Epstein on different events in 2011. These cooperations happened after Epstein's earlier prime conviction. Entryways establishment workers had likewise visited Epstein's manor with records of potential charitable coordinated effort. Claims recommending that superstars like Ellen DeGeneres' Oprah Winfrey and different lawmakers are under house capture for their contribution in kid dealing are misleading. Broad examination and examination concerning these charges have reliably tracked down no tenable premise. To help such cases, these unwarranted statements are immovably established in well-established paranoid fears, coursed via virtual entertainment stages for a lengthy period, regardless of their persevering presence. Online, there is a finished absence of substantial proof to prove these